Hello, students. I hope all of you are safe and sound. You had a relaxed short break. Um, Now, in this break, I hope all of you had gone through the chapters that we had done in the last few classes. Today, in this video, in a nutshell, I'll tell you details that what we had learned in the chapter sets. Now to start with, I'll start with the definition of a set. What is a set? Any well-defined collection of objects is called a set. So a collection of objects, when written in curly brackets, is called a set. There are certain examples of set like number of days in a week, number of months in a year. They are all parts of sets, or they are all called as sets. Now, what is notation of a set? How do we write a set? We actually write a set by means of capital letters. That means a set is usually denoted by capital letters like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. So a set is usually denoted by capital letters, and the method is to write a set is that you write the members within curly brackets. So this curly bracket is very important to write a set. If the curly bracket is not there, the set does not exist. So to write a set, curly bracket is very important. And whatever is written inside the set are called as members of the set. Small example like vowels of English alphabet, A, E, I, O, U. So they A, E, I, O, U, they are all members of the set and they are separated by means of comma. So in a nutshell, what is a set? Definition of a set and how to write a set. This is how we write a set. By means of curly bracket, and then the members are separated by means of comma. Now, you should remember that none of the members of a set is repeated inside. When you write a set, none of the members is repeated. This is very important to keep in mind. You should keep in mind that whenever you write a set, the members are not repeated. Next, we move on to how to represent a set. Representation of a set is, there are three methods of representation of a set. One is description method, second is roster method or tabular form, and the third is rule method or set builder form. Description method, as the name suggests, means whatever set is given to you, like for example the set of whole numbers less than 10. So this is given to you. So how do you write? By means of description method, you write by means of a curly bracket and the set of whole numbers less than 10. You are actually describing it. The question, you are basically describing the question by means of curly bracket. That is what this description method is. Next method is roster method, which is very important method, roster method. Now in roster method, the question will be given to you in a description format, like a set A of even whole numbers less than 10. So this is basically given in a description method. So how do you convert it into roster method? So to convert it into roster method, you just write the members of the set. So what are whole numbers less than 10? 0, even whole numbers, sorry. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So less than 10, 0 to 4, 6, 8. These are the members of the set and they are separated by means of comma. So roster method is basically very easy method of writing a set. Whatever the question is given to you, you just identify what are the members of the set. You write by means of curly bracket and you actually separate the members by means of comma and check that the numbers are or the members are not repeated. That is what is roster method all about. The third method is the set builder method. Now the set builder method is that method where you have to basically write a set by a particular format. A format is there for writing a set. Now the format is like, for example, set A of whole numbers less than 10. So whole numbers less than 10, how will you write by means of set builder method? The particular format is x such that x, this is such that, you can use is to also, it's the same thing, x such that x, this is belongs to sign, belongs to whole numbers, comma, x is less than 10. So by means of notations, and you are using the set builder method. Now in this chapter set, students, you have to clearly remember what is natural numbers, what is whole numbers, what is integers, real numbers, etc., to identify the members of the set. Next, let's revise what is cardinal number. Cardinal number is also a very easy concept, and it's very important also. You might get questions based on cardinal number, but it is a very easy subtopic of set. What is cardinal number? The number of distinct elements in a set is called its cardinal number. Means a set is given to you, and the members of the set, you have to basically count the members of the set. So counting the members of the set, the number of members of the set is actually the cardinal number. But there is a format of writing cardinal number. Like for example, a small example, A is given A, B, C, D, E. So set A has these members. How many members are there? 5 members are there. So how will you write cardinal number? You will write small n. So cardinal number is denoted by small n. Small n within bracket A, because it is set A, is equal to 5. So cardinal number of this set A is 5 because there are 5 members. So it's very easy concept, cardinal number. You have to basically count the members of the set and then write in this particular format. Students, I want to tell you that maybe in your question direct members are not given to you. The question is given to you either in description format or set builder method. You have to convert it into roster method, find the members, and then count and write it. So this is how you can get a question in twisted format. You might get a question in twisted format for finding out cardinal numbers, but otherwise it's very easy, cardinal number. Next, moving on to the types of sets. There are certain types of sets like finite set. Finite set means, as the name suggests, finite means the members are countable. Infinite set means the members are uncountable, like the stars in the sky. So they are uncountable, so that's an infinite set. Singleton set, as the name suggests, singleton means a set having single number or member is called a singleton set. Empty set. Empty set means a set which does not have any member is called as an empty set, and it is denoted by this sign or this. This sign is very important, students. Okay. So like for example, a triangle having 5 sides. I hope all of you know a triangle cannot have 5 sides. So it's an example of an empty set. Then moving on to universal set. Universal set, what is an universal set? A set which contains all the elements in a given problem. So that is basically a universal set, and it is denoted by this sign. Whichever sign is comfortable for you to write, you can write either this or this. Okay. Then moving on to equivalent set. What is an equivalent set? Equivalent sets, two sets. Equivalent sets actually we can compare it, equivalent sets, by taking 2 sets. 2 sets are called equivalent sets if they have same number of elements. Small example here, see. Set A is having A, E, I, O, U. Set B is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count the cardinal number. Find out the cardinal number. Cardinal number is 5. Cardinal number is 5. So both the set has got the same number of members. The members are not same, but the number of members is same. So A and B is an equivalent set since the cardinal number is same. So how do you denote equivalent? By this sign. So this is equivalent set. So moving on to the next type of set is equal sets. Now what are equal sets? Two sets are called equal sets if they have the same elements. Equivalent set has the same number of elements. Equal sets means the same elements. The elements will be same for both the sets. Set A, for example, set A has got ABC, set B has also got ABC, but the arrangement is different. It's given CAB, but members are same. So A is equal to B. So equal sets are two sets are said to be equal when they have got the same elements. That's called an equal set. The last portion of this chapter is subset. Students, to find subsets, it's very easy, but it is very important also to learn how to find out subset. Subset, if A and B be two sets, then A is called a subset of B if every member of A is also a member of B. That means the word subset means all the members of, suppose for example, let me show you by means of example, otherwise it will be difficult for you to understand. If set A has got 2, 3, 5 and B has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So set A is actually a subset of B because all the members of set A belongs to set B. So A is a subset of B and it is denoted by this sign. So subset is a part of another set is called as a subset. So students, these are basically in a nutshell I have told you. I have actually recapitulated. I wanted you all to recapitulate what we have done till now. To find out subset, I had given you examples also before. Another example, just a short example I'm giving you again to find out subset. Suppose you have got set A having A and B as members. You have to find the subset of this set. How will you find out the subset of this set? You will find out the subset by writing null set, individual member A, individual member B, as well as the A and B together. So how many subsets are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So remember, whenever the question is asked that you have to find out the subset of any particular set, you will write a null set, of course, and the individual members as well as the combination of the members and the set itself. So these are actually the subsets. So this is very important portion. I hope I have made all the points clear for all of you. If you have any doubts anywhere, how to write a set in roster form, how to write a set in set builder form. Set builder form is little complicated because it has got a particular format of writing, but I hope with well practice you can overcome your problems, and obviously I am there to help you out to overcome your problems. Go through the portion again, my revision portion again, whatever we have revised today. Any doubts anywhere, please ask me. Thank you.